Yo, Ricky is in the building. We're here on my podcast, Canvas Layers. Today, we're interviewing Uwana Eshet, a.k.a. Hiddeninthecurves. What's up, my boy?
Yes, yo,
What's up,
glad
my boy?
to be here. Glad to be here. We feeling good tonight, I'm telling you.
How you feeling, though, bro? Like, okay, so you, as you know, but many other people don't know, we met at Pancakes and Booze back in, like, what, April? March?
I think
April?
that was this year.
It was this year, but it was like early this year.
Early April.
So I met Uwana at Pancakes and Booze. I didn't talk to nobody when I got there. I didn't talk to nobody. And then I was hanging my pieces, and he walked up to me like, this piece is thought-provoking, and it sparked a very meaningful conversation. Uwana is a very, very, very talented illustrator from Philly. He ain't even from Texas, but he out here in Austin doing his shit. He's doing his thing. He is very talented. He's very humble. He's very creative. He has a very, very, very deep and complex mind when it comes to his work. So I'm just ready to introduce Uwana, a.k.a. Hiddeninthecurves. And I want you to tell everybody, like, how you started off, bro. Because your work is impeccable. I'm a fucking fan. You already know. I already bought my first print from you, working on buying an original. But I want to know, like, how you started off, bro.
Nah, so first off, I really appreciate that. And it's like, it's been a blessing getting to meet you and actually getting to work with you as well. I'm also from a small town called East Stroudsburg in PA. It's a real small town, just on the east side of PA, really close to New York. I started out basically in the 7th grade. I remember that same day, I actually have that same exact piece that I worked with. Like, when I first found out that I was like, I can draw, was that day when I was in the library. I was with my man Nate, and I just picked up a drawing book, and I just started sketching. And I sketched out this cartoon, freehand. And that's when I was like, oh, shit, I could draw. Just like that. I was just like, I could draw.
Yeah.
So I just sketched out the cartoon. I have that same cartoon to this very single day. It's in my shoebox. So I keep that piece with me. Like, I don't stray from that piece. So that was the 7th grade. Found out that I can draw, found out I had talent, and I just kept exercising it. I just kept utilizing it. I think I went home that same day and just like I drew another piece, and then I was like, oh, okay, and I have that same drawing book. But one of the things like that I wish I did was I wish I would have kept a lot of those pieces that I used to work with.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause some of those I drew and I disregarded them.
Yeah.
And they fell apart.
But
I don't know
like
where
that.
they at.
It'd be like that. But you do have still some pieces of your old work, correct?
Oh, of course. I keep like once I that whole group of pieces that were gone, disregarded. I don't know what happened to them. Mm-hmm. After that, I was like, I'm always gonna keep my work.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna keep the work that I do because that shit. It's just, you look back at that shit and you look at where you at right now, and it's like, you progressed so
Full
much.
Progression.
Yeah,
Full progression.
and you can see that shit.
Yeah.
You can see how much you progressed as an artist by looking at the shit that you did back then, when you was not even taking it serious, when you was not even you wasn't really involved. I'm only speaking on myself.
Yeah.
It's like I was just literally just dabbling into it.
Yeah.
Just trying to see how far I can take it, Just exercising my art skills. I come home right after school and I would just get a piece. I would just look on the internet and I would see, okay, let me see what I can draw. I would pull up a piece and I start drawing it. I was like, okay, boom, boom, boom. I start drawing that piece and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I do the same thing with another piece. Start drawing. I'll be in there for 3 hours, just drawing, staring at the screen,
in the
drawing.
Zone.
In the zone, exactly.
That's
in the zone. And then the crazy thing about it is, when you're in your zone doing your thing, other people, they feed off that energy.
Oh, yeah.
My little brother and my niece, they would see me do it. It'd come to a point where I do it so much that they would see me do it and they would do it with me. That's crazy. Like, that shit didn't hit me until I was older, and I would realize that, and I was like, wow, how I don't know how the energy that I had, the passion that I had about it, and just resonated to them. And they started wanting to do the same thing. They saw me doing it, and they saw what I was creating, and they was like, yo, let me get in on this. And then I still have that same piece that my niece drew with me. I remember this old notebook that me and my brother would draw out of. He would sit right next to me, and I'd be drawing the piece. He'd draw the same piece that I'm drawing, and he'd just be like, how do you do that? And it's just, I don't know how I did it. I'm over here just in here. I'm in the zone right now. It's just flowing.
Yeah.
it's just flowing. And
you know what's crazy though?
It's crazy.
I have a similar story. So a lot of people don't know how my art journey started. As a kid, I knew I wanted to be an artist when I was 4 years old. I just knew it. My family said no. I said I'm gonna do that shit. My brother, when we used to get on punishment, my mama would take the PlayStation. She taking out the game system. She took the TV.
I know.
My brother used to draw, and my brother's 5 years older than me. He's always bigger than me. I was always really small. I would sit on his shoulders at his table while he drawing something out, sketching something crazy. Now I'm picking it up, and I'm like, I want to do that. So he'll make a piece. Now I want to copy it. Now, of course, I'm like, at this point while I'm watching, I'm like 8, 9 years old. So it don't look nothing like what this man had created. However, I kept seeing him do it, even though he didn't take it seriously. I kept seeing him do it, and it made me keep doing it because he kept doing it for a reason. He had a passion about it. You know, whether it was us being on punishment or even when we weren't on punishment, like, he would just go to his table after he finished his homework, hit this big round table, and he would just lay out a couple pieces of paper, and he would just sketch for hours. And he'll come up with these beautifully structured drawings. Like, just lay it out on the table. And I'll pick my favorites, and I would copy them. And then I left it alone for a long time. Like, a long time, I just left it alone. Because I had the support from my family. Then one day, I'm like, okay, it keep coming after me. I'm getting signs from everywhere.
Right.
I gotta do this.
Yes.
I gotta do this.
Yo, I'm telling
This
you.
is what I'm supposed to do. Because I couldn't get away from it. It was always somebody asking me to draw them something. Even like in like first grade, I can remember drawing bubble letters like of people's names. And like somebody told me later on in life, like, you should have charged people like 50 cents. But I'm like, damn, I could have had a little hustle in first grade. But it is what it is, though. But I remember being that young and like somebody knew, like my classmates knew I could draw, so they'd be like, can you draw my name in bubble letters and can you add some little sparkles around, da da da. And I was doing that for like all my classes. Like every grade I went to, I was creating stuff for my classmates. And then I left it alone for a long time, but art was always on my shoulders. I would try to do other shit, but I was like, I'm unhappy with this. This is what I need to do. I need to be creating art.
I feel like.
And then when I got to that point in my life, at like 25, 26 years old, like, I'm about to do this now. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Because just like you, when I was a kid, when I was sketching on my own, it was because I wanted a cartoon. I wanted my own cartoon when I was a kid. I used to take the funnies out the newspaper, out the Chicago Sun-Times, take them out from my grandma because she reading everything else. I'd take the funnies out, and I would look through them. And I remember back then when Boondocks was just a comic strip. You feel me? And I used to see that, and I'm seeing these little black kids. You know, all the other comic strips are white kids or whatever. I see these little black kids. So I'm like, I know this is a black artist. You feel me? And that fueled me. So when I got like 26, I'm like, I'm finna do it. Dropped my whole life, moved to New York. I didn't even think I was gonna start painting. I went out there for a job. I'm like, I'll figure it out once I get there. The art stuff, I'm just going out there for a job. The job didn't work out, and to get through that, I started painting. I didn't know what I was doing. I just started painting this little itty bitty canvases, small canvas. I was just diving into it, and then I'm like, no, I like this. And also was healing me from a lot of shit. So I want to ask you, how has art played a part in healing for you?
Shoot, it's like, in a way, I can just get lost. Like you said, it's a zone. Like, I get into the zone, and I'm just like, I don't even know where the time goes. Like, I can just sit there at my desk, do my art, be at peace. That's the thing. It's like, I'm at peace doing what I like to do. And like nothing can bother me. Nothing can get me out of that zone. So that right there for me is just peaceful. That right there is that's the healing factor of it. When I'm doing my art and I'm in my zone, it's just that is what I love. That peace that it gives me.
I have another question for you. Have you ever at any time in your art career, have you ever felt like you were insecure about your work?
So
because a lot of artists go through it. So I want to know if you ever went through it.
Yeah, of like, when I do a piece, I'm just like, okay, I don't really like that piece. And then somebody looked at that piece and be like, yo, that piece is amazing. What are you talking about? I look at him like, yo, that, honestly, no, you don't, like, that piece is trash.
That was just practice.
And it's crazy because I did this piece, it was of Greek god. I think it was Heron. I did it, and then I finally put it out there. I was starting the vendor, like, out on 6th Street, and everybody was like, yo, I love this piece. I love this piece. Like, people would come by and be like, yo, this piece is dope. And I'm like, you like that piece? Like, I did that piece. Yeah, I created it, and, like, I drew it up, but I'm like, that's not that's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's not the piece that like I can represent I would represent myself for. It's like it's just a piece that I did and like okay, it's nice, but it's like I don't really like connect with it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's really just one of those pieces that I just did. You know, like I just drew. Just trying to, teach my hands.
Pieces that I sold, I ain't even gonna hold you.
Exactly.
That's a piece like I experiment. I would never forget. It was this one piece. It was like a 8x10 little canvas, and I saw some shit on YouTube. I'm like, I'm finna experiment with a little tape, little water, add a little water to the acrylic. Man, I'm talking about I fucked that painting up. You hear me? I fucked that shit up. But somebody ended up buying it off
Bro,
me.
people will buy it. Yeah, they will love that shit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out here that got my trash pieces. Them pieces, I'm like, I don't even know how to paint at this point. Like, I'm learning. They're like, no, let me buy that off you. Because I was like, this don't resonate with me, so shit, you can have it. Like, I don't want it. You feel me?
That's another thing is like, because as you grow and you get better, the pieces that you did back in the day, you start looking at like, yo, why the fuck did they like that shit? Why do you like that?
It's because whatever it is, I mean, colors symbolizes certain things for people. It brings out certain emotions. People will see often in our art, even if it's very symbolic or conceptual, like people see something completely different than what
that's true.
Our initial purpose is. Our initial purpose is we're putting a certain image on canvas and we have our story behind it. But so many people will see other things. Just like remember at the night of the art show, you saw Trey Piece. You was like, I see an astronaut man, and I was like, damn, I see it too. But at first I didn't see it. I saw something else. So it's like, that's why as an abstract / conceptual artist, I leave it open for interpretation. Yes, I have my story behind it, but that does not negate the story of how anyone else perceives it. I want people to pull their own shit out of my work. Yeah,
I feel you.
But the first couple of pieces when I was starting out, I'm like, damn, y'all want to buy this?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, buy this for $20 because I wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even trying to like tax nobody. Like, if you want it, you can buy it. But just
that's how I'm like, yo, you want that? Yo, okay, you can have that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, there's so many pieces that I can create that is gonna be so much better. But the thing about it is, it's like as you grow, like let's say 3 years from now, as you continually to grow your artwork, you're gonna look at the pieces that you did this year and be like, why do people like that? You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
It's all part of the progress, you know?
Yeah.
Again, just look at
the
your
process
stuff.
and the progress.
Exactly. Look at it and be like, okay, look how far I came and be appreciative of the shit that you have right now. And the fact that people still love your old work.
Exactly.
They still love your old work. Even though your new work is much better, they still appreciate the old stuff that you did back then. And again, you love that stuff too. Because right now, when I did this piece,
I was just about to bring that up. I was coming. We was about to talk about
bro, that. I'm telling you, I'm like, yo, okay, I did it in like 3 days. And I'm like, okay, I didn't really put that much work into it. But like, I really wanted to get that concept out. But I know when I look at it back, like I look at it like a few years from now, I'm gonna be like, I could do better. You know what I'm saying? I could do a whole lot better. But I mean, people still love it.
But you got out a very deep and intricate concept. And sometimes it don't look a certain way. Sometimes it's just getting the idea out. Because so many people resonated with that piece that night. Especially me.
I'm glad
you had me little speeches. And I don't know if you remember, I was standing there just like letting myself go into the pain. Because I even told you when I came to your house, like, man, bro, like this piece, we had a whole conversation about it. Like this piece right here, like it's how I've been feeling, but I ain't been able to say that shit out loud. Like how our thoughts captivate us sometimes to the point where it's like it's holding us back, but we got to keep going.
Exactly.
We got to move through those negative thoughts. We got to move through the hate and whatever else we're dealing with in the outside world. We got to move through because we have a goal. We have a mission. As artists, we have a fucking responsibility. You feel me? Like we are the ones that paint the world. We are the ones that paint the images of what's going on. We are the ones that tell the stories because we see the stories.
Go down in history.
Full-fledged. Yeah, we go down in history. We're making history. We literally stop time with one piece. Because every piece signifies a point in time. So like, let's just say, like this Soul Train piece. I was really tapped into my.
Dope.
Thank you.
That shit is so dope. When I saw that, I'm telling you, every time I see that piece, I'm like.
And a lot of people ain't seen it in person.
It's so smooth to me. It's just so smooth.
And that was my first time experimenting with color. I was doing all earth tones and darker tones, and I'm like, well, the original Soul Train got all these colors coming out. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
And you hit it with the tones too.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like we was talking about earlier, like going into like how you progress. I'm like, how the fuck do I make this smoke come out? I didn't think the smoke looked good coming out the train. I'm like, this shit look terrible.
That's why you got to experiment. You experiment some things. Like you test out new things. This was an
experimental piece. It was an experiment with color. It was an experiment with the steam and everything. Like, it was just like this thing that I'm like, I know I want to do it because I'm tapping into my childhood. It was a very good time in my life where like you watching Soul Train at 10 in the morning. You feel me? Eating your cereal, watching the old folk get down and shit.
Get jiggy,
Yeah, you feel me? But I had a fucking great childhood, so it's like that was something I pulled out of my childhood from the house I grew up in, and being in a house full of people or like surrounded with a lot of love. Like watching Soul Train was like a deep family thing. You feel me? Like we'd sit around the TV, even if it was just me and my brother, we'd just sit and we'll watch Soul Train. You feel me? And we in it like, okay, you feel me? Like, all right, So I feel like that's one of my transitional pieces where I was stepping out of my comfort zone and I was trying something new, but I was still pleased with the outcome. Now I'm like, years later after doing that, I'm like, no, I've gotten better. Like even for the stuff that I don't sell, like I go back and I look at those pieces. I see where I feel like I went wrong. I see where I experimented at. And then if I still have those parts of the painting where there's still weak points for me, then I have to create something where I'm like, you got to go in and fix that weak point. You got to get better at
That's
that.
the artist's eye right there. You can always look at your stuff. I was literally looking at my piece today, and I was like, yo, you can fade this right here, make this look much better, make it look 10 times better. I feel like as an artist, you're always looking at old stuff and seeing where you can improve. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. If you want to progress and be a better artist, you have to look at your stuff and be like, okay, I can fix this. I can fix that. I can make this look better. I can make this look better, because that's the only way you're going to get better.
Of course.
At doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to master your craft, is like going back and checking your work. You got to be a doctor with your stuff. You got to be surgical with it. You know what I'm saying?
And a critic, because you got to be able to look yourself in the eye and say, nigga, you fucked up.
You messed up on that piece.
You
right
fucked
there.
up
You
right
messed
there.
Up right there. I don't like how you did that.
But that's okay, because sometimes when we mess up, it's because we're trying something new and we don't know. But then you try again and you get better and you get better. Like you said, progression is a huge thing that's ongoing and never stops being an artist. Like you have to continuously progress. If you want to stay in your comfort zone, you're not gonna make it as an artist of any sort. Whether you're a musician, a visual artist, a photographer, a model, whatever, you have to be better than what you were before. You have to.
And that's what we were just talking about, because I was like, yo, we have to master it. We have to like go back and just critique it, and just get it just a little bit better, Get it just better, and then I can. Yo, it's a lot that goes into this art thing right here. It's a lot that goes into it.
So I got a question for you. We have like a nice amount of your pieces hanging here, and your name is hidden in the curves. Now, me and you have already had this conversation in private about that, but I want you to explain to everybody else, what does hidden in the curves mean? That's your IG name. That's what you live by. That's how you paint. What does hidden in the curves mean for you?
So this is when I first did hidden in the curves. I was before I even like thought of hidden in the curves, before it even became a concept, an idea. I was putting a lot of progress, like a lot of motivational like sayings in my artworks. I will hide them in like just curves of the art, just put them in there, and I wanted it to be like a little symbolic. So like I didn't want you to see it. But I just catch it. Like I knew it was there.
Like I look at it the first time, but the second time I'm like, wait a minute.
Exactly. There you go.
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
I didn't notice that.
When you look at it again, you see it. You're like, oh snap! I didn't notice that I was there, but now that I see it, it's like, yeah, go ahead, keep going, stay focused, things like that, like motivational things that keep you motivated, keep you going, keep you pushing. I wanted to put that in my artwork, so I did that in a lot of pieces before I even started Hidden in the Curves. And then after, when this is I believe around 2018, 2019, when I had started a YouTube page. Now, mind you, I had did this like I was want to make money. This was about the time where everybody was like, yo, let's start YouTube and like let's go ahead and make money, because a lot of people was making money on YouTube. And I was like, okay. And I saw a lot of time-lapse videos and things like that. I was in it for the wrong reasons. Like when you're doing it for money, it's never gonna like
it's not gonna come out right.
It's not gonna come out right. And I was like, this is not, when I was doing it for YouTube, I was just like, it didn't feel right. Like the art, I was pushing it, I was forcing it, and I was just like, I don't like this. Yeah. And I don't like, and I like, I was doing it. You can't force
creativity. You gotta let it come.
I can't force it. So I said, scrap that. But during that process, I was thinking of a good name for myself, and I was like, me and my sister, we was on the phone. She was helping me, and we was coming up with names, and then boom, it hit me. I was like, Hidden in the Curves. I was like, it just hit me like that, because I was putting the messages in the art already. And I just wanted to resonate that. I wanted to bring that out. And I was like, Hidden in the Curves. That is the best name for my pieces. And for now, what I'm doing is like, I'm actually building Hidden in the Curves up. I'm actually making it more of who Uwana is. You know what I'm saying? That's what another reason why this piece came out is because I started putting myself inside my artwork.
Like the piece we worked on.
Exactly.
When you finished the sketch of the person falling out the sky, they had a hat top just like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is him.
I'm telling my story through my artwork. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of artists do. They tell their story through their artwork. And I wanted to show that piece. I just wanted to show a side of me that's like, yo, I'm still here. I'm in the world, but not too many people know about me. So I'm still hidden out here in the world, but I'm still out in a way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm still making it like, I'm still growing it. I'm still building it. I'm still working at it. But the main thing about it is like I want my artwork to tell my story.
Of course.
So that's what Hidden in the Curves is. That's what it is to me, and I'm still building it. I'm still working at it, and it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
Hey, bro, I'm ready for it. The world ready for it. I feel you on that. Like at the last part, especially like putting more of yourself into your work.
Exactly.
Now, I may not put myself like where you can tell this is exactly me. But
your art,
I make it so that if you know me enough, you know it's me.
That's what I'm saying.
You know it's something that I've went through, something that I'm experiencing, something that I love, or something that I hate, whatever. You know it's resonating with me. It's not me telling the outside story. It's me telling the story from inside out. You feel me? Like, it's not me taking something like, okay, I'm going to create this. No, this is coming from, it's an internal thing. It's coming from a very deep place. And I used to be scared to do that. I used to be so scared to do that. So scared to put my real feelings on canvas because I was scared of how the world would view me after that. Once I started doing that, I realized that, damn, a lot of people feel the same way I feel. A lot of people going,
that's the thing.
Artists or not, a lot of people are going through the same shit I'm going through. So the fact that I'm able to create, a lot of people like,
they feel it too.
That. Let me get that piece. You feel me? Because whether they have a certain thought about a certain part of life, a certain perspective, and they take the piece, or something they went through that they overcame, all of these pieces will resonate with that. And so I've been becoming more comfortable with being more vulnerable because I'm telling my story in my pieces. The backgrounds is all me venting. That's why so many layers. Some of my canvases have 6, 7, 8, 9 layers of just abstract, and you can't tell. But if you take a pen and just keep scratching, you're gonna uncover a lot of colors up under there just from me venting to myself and me getting it out, and then hitting the initial message. I hit the message last, but I'll be on the back. If it takes me days on the backgrounds, I'm gonna do it because I gotta get that out first. That's my diary.
There you go.
You remember? Me, you, and Trey was talking the night of the grand opening for the studio. We were looking at that piece, and y'all both were like, I think that's your ancestors like speaking through you. And y'all, I was telling y'all not the first person that said that. I feel like there are certain pieces where it's just messages. There is no central image. There's just messages that I was supposed to put out, and so I put them out. And I don't be knowing like the real meaning behind them, but they mean something else to other people. So I feel like I'm a messenger. I feel like I was put here to be a messenger. And I create these messages through my work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shit, it's all history, man. We making history with this right here. We definitely making history. It feels good too. It just feels good. Like it feels like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, when I'm in my zone and I'm just gone, it just feels right. Like I gotta make a piece. Whenever I stop making art, it's like, yo, something's wrong. Yeah. Something don't feel right.
You don't feel good unless you create.
I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. Like, I don't feel like myself. I feel like something is off. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, you need to go make a piece. Yeah. You need to go draw something. Just go put something on paper, get that pencil, get your paper out, and just go put something down. And then whenever I get into that zone, I'm just like, yo, this is it. Thank you.
You know, I ain't gonna call you out. But you know what piece I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call it out because I'm gonna let you have because I know as artists we like to have privacy before we drop something. But you know what piece I'm talking about that you currently working on right now. I cannot wait for you to drop that because it tells a very symbolic story. And little do you know that story resonates with where we are now in society as artists, as people, especially as people of color. Like, we are experiencing a huge transition, and we're coming back to our roots, and we're coming back to ourselves. And I feel like art is gonna save the world in all forms, not just painting. Every art form is going to save the world. I feel like the world would be a shit show without art, without artists, without the conversations, without somebody say, you know what, I'm gonna tell this story, because people aren't willing to dive into stuff so much. But if they see something, you know, perception is everything. They see something and they're like, you know what? Yes, And my niggas going through that too, you know, like they see a piece, they like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And they're willing to engage with you because they get it. And that's for me, I ain't even gonna hold you. That's the best part of being an artist. Like, you feel me? Like,
exactly.
Somebody resonate with what the fuck I'm doing, what the fuck I'm saying. That is the best part of being an artist, because I know it ain't just me. Because I be thinking I'm crazy sometimes, like, paint, like, damn, is it just me? It's not just me. It's literally like everybody going through the same thing collectively, but a lot of people don't have the voice to say it. And as artists, we give people a voice. Like, now say, you know, somebody bought this piece from you. Now they're posting and they're telling their experience from this painting. I mean, from this artwork alone. So it's like constantly keeping that going so we can like heal people. Like, art heals so much, G. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, art saved my fucking life. You hear me?
Shoot, ain't nothing.
I'm a veteran,
like
G.
art.
This shit saved my life. You feel me? And it gave me a platform to tell a story that otherwise I would have never told. It would have been something I just held inside. And I may not be telling military stories, but I am telling a story of what I've been through. And you're telling the story of the thoughts you have and what you've been through. And so I want to ask you, with your work, have you ever felt like in any setting that you weren't connected with your work outside of like your old stuff? Like, have you ever created like a recent piece you like,
I can't even say that. Not with my recent stuff, because like I said, like now I want to put myself in my artwork. You know, I have to put that. I have to have that feeling. I have to have that connection with the artwork. I feel like it's just important to me to put a little bit of myself in my art pieces. Like beforehand, when I was just drawing, I used to just draw just to like master my skill or just to like test it. And when I was doing that, then I was like, I wasn't really connected with the pieces. But now it's more like, okay, when I see what you're going through that piece, I see what you're going through that piece, and I see what you're going through with that piece. So it's like I'm putting myself in my artwork in all my pieces right now. Like, I have to have myself in my pieces. So I'm like, I never feel like I'm disconnected. When I go home and I look at my walls, like my whole wall is like, it's all my art.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see now that I'm putting myself in that, and I'm just like, I feel that connection. So I can't really say that I'm not.
You have to be connected with your artistry, whatever form, but especially as a visual artist, you have to be connected with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you. We just gonna call it like it is. A lot of motherfuckers out here that got clout and they ain't really doing the fucking work, but it's a lot, and it causes the artists that are putting in the work, that's doing what they need to do, is like, it does cause like some friction, because like the artists that are really putting their heart and soul into the work are being looked over. You feel me? But I feel like at a point that shit is gonna be exposed, so that the people who are really connected with their work and they're coming from a genuine, authentic place, they can rise up and they can get where they need to be with their artwork, and they can hit more people. They can, you know what I'm saying? Like, resonate with more people and help other people heal. Like, people don't understand art does heal. If somebody buys a piece off you and they got it hanging in their house, that is for healing. You feel me? Sometimes it's for decor, but a lot of times that people who are really into art, they're buying it for healing, or they're buying it as an affirmation. You know, something that they needed to see or hear, or something that they need to wake up and see every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I will never forget, there was, when I was selling on 6th Street, there was this girl, she came up to me, and she was like, I love this piece.
Which one was it?
It was the same piece that you bought. The same piece that you bought. And then she was like, you like that piece? And then I was like, I whipped out another one because I did 3 versions of it. And I whipped out an orange one. She's like, I need to have that. Literally, like, I felt it. She was like, I need to have that. I need to have it. And I was like,
I was the same way with you. Remember?
I felt so
I didn't even know you was
like,
going to be at that show. And then I saw you and I said, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. And even at that show,
you know
girl,
what I always tell you, you are a fucking maniac, G. Like, you do this shit.
And then, like, I want to touch a piece, like, I want to touch base on something you said. It's like, there's a lot of cats that they resonate with their artwork.
Yeah.
There's cats that carried their artwork with them. You know what I'm saying? They carry it in their back pocket. They pull it out and be like, yo, I need to draw. I need to draw something. And to me, that's like, damn, that's passion right there. Because wherever they go, they have to draw something. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not gonna lie. I have to go. It's like I have to make a project out of it.
Yeah.
I have to go home. It's like it's a whole system to me when I need to get down and get into the zone and actually get into my piece. But people, they take their artwork with them. That's crazy to me. That is so fucking crazy. Can I tell you
something? My first art show in New York. That was my very first art show ever when I was living in New York temporarily. I had met this guy like in a Facebook artist group, and he told me the show was going on. I had already met this other guy who told me like apply, to be in the show. I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me why. This man showed up. He wasn't even exhibiting. He said he was just gonna show up for support. He had on a big ass backpack. I wasn't gonna question what was in the backpack. This man walked around the whole art show. He pulled out a fucking binder this thick of laminated sketches, and he was showing people, this what I'm doing. You feel me? Like showing people.
Look at this.
Shout out to Ron. I hope you see this off this. Get to you, bro. Shout out to Ron.
We see you, Ron.
In New York, man. That man is so cold. Like I still be like following his stuff, man. He's so cold. But that man came out with that binder. He pulled it out his backpack. He was passing it around, did some work, and people had the opportunity to buy some of his work if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. He's so cold. He is so slept on, and I hope the world very soon finds out who this man is because he's so cold. And I like the fact that he's very shy by nature, but he was not like, when I don't know, it's something about being an artist, like you gonna show people your work. That's shy or not, because I'm shy, but I'm like, shit, here go my work right here. You feel me? Like,
but that's the thing about it. It's like, because like, yo, I'm introverted, and it's like I'm shy about it. But it's like, I know that I want better for myself, and I gotta be like, okay, you have to master talking to people. You have to master being outside, being around people, and being into that function. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's the next step for your art to actually grow. Mm-hmm. So what I do as an individual is like, okay, well, all right, this is what I need to do in order for me to grow in this aspect. So I need to go ahead and do that. So when I actually go to Pancakes and Booze, when I went there the first time, I was nervous as shit.
Was that your first time when we met?
That was when we met. That was my first Pancakes and Booze. So when I actually went out there, it was actually a few other cats that was actually nervous too. But it's like I understood the fact that I needed to do this in order for me to, one, grow art, like put my art out there to individuals, but also be able to speak and actually be able to be comfortable around people and showing my artwork around people. So I'm not only growing myself in one aspect, I'm growing myself in another aspect as well. So it's not like I'm not going to continue to be shy and timid around people, or shy and timid when I'm presenting my artwork. I'm going to actually be able to speak with confidence and be able to move with that when I show my artwork, when I actually be around more people.
Because your work is fucking impeccable.
You should be, exactly.
Your work is fucking, I'm speaking to you personally, your work is impeccable, bro. Man. But I feel it because when I started doing art shows in New York, I would be outside somewhere, and people were seeing the name Ricky, so they're looking for a boy. The whole time, they're looking for a boy. They're like, where the fuck Ricky at? And I walk past just to check on my work, and they see my name tag with Ricky on, they're like, you Ricky?
Like,
I'm like, yeah. And then they like, oh shit, like I've been looking for you the whole night, but I was so shy. I would not stand by my work all night. I used to go outside.
So many people
I would
like
go
that.
smoke. I would get me a little drink. Like, I'm not standing by my work because I was terrified. I think more so for me, I had a shitty idea in my head to begin with that I shouldn't have had. What if people don't like my work? And so
that's how everybody is. That's how people is. They have that.
I'm like, I'm gonna be outside the whole night. So if somebody don't like it, I don't see it.
Right.
But the opposite happened. People were fucking with my work, but they didn't know who the fuck Ricky was.
Exactly.
Walking through, like, trying to ask me where Ricky at, who's Ricky, where he at, thinking it's a boy, thinking it's a guy. Then I walk in when they like, you Ricky? I'm like, in the flesh, like.
That's me. That's my work.
But I don't know, it's a beautiful thing to, like, I mean, me and you connected instantly.
We did.
We did our first, we both,
we did a collab piece.
We did a collab piece together.
Shoot,
both of our
nice.
First collaboration in general for both of us, and we fucking snapped. I really love how you executed your side of it. Like, you wanted me to bring my part of it,
exactly.
But I love how you executed the words into the water. Like, that is probably my favorite part of the entire
thing. Hiddeninthecurves, you know.
And to bring that to life over a conversation like, let's do this, and we both were serious about it. We are literally coming up with our second painting very soon. We can't tell y'all when to drop because we taking our time on it. We're going to do our shit. But we got some shit coming for y'all. If y'all in the Austin area, hit us up. Come to Pancakes and Booze in April. Right now, we on grind mode. We in the studio. We cooking shit up. We are ready. Like, but we got some shit for y'all. We both individually got some shit for y'all. And then we got some shit for y'all together. Like, we about to bring some different shit because neither one of us are from here, so our artistry is different. We got an urban feel to our work, but we have a very, very authentic feel to what the fuck we're creating. We ain't creating no bullshit. This ain't no trace over, no projection, no none of that shit. This shit coming straight from the dome and going straight to the canvas. So if y'all out there and y'all trying to tap in with us, Tell them how to find you on all your social media platforms.
Just come to me at Hiddeninthecurves on Instagram.
Say it one more time for the folks. Say it one more time.
Hiddeninthecurves
Hidden in the
on
curves.
Instagram.
Hidden in the motherfucking
IG.
curves.
That's how you can find me. Oh, you better come up to Pancakes and Booze in April.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
come
yeah.
Up to Pancakes and
we
Booze.
doing it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Fuck with me. That's cool. I keep it moving, but I fuck with people who fuck with me. You feel me? And I feel like we fucked with each other from the get go, because it ain't no way that it was a bunch of artists there setting up, and I wouldn't talk to nobody. People trying to spark conversation. I'm like, yeah, all right. And then you walked up, and I'm standing on the fucking chair trying to fix my shit. I can't even reach the shit. And you talking to me, and I turn around like, hey, what up, bro? But also, this shit crooked. You feel me? But I know that no interaction, no connection is by accident. We were supposed to meet each other. We were supposed to become friends. Yeah, more to the point, we like family now. You know, I consider you my brother now. You feel me? Like, so I'm happy that we've been able to connect on a level where now we can create together, because that's
important.
Rare. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
it's so
important.
rare to connect with somebody and say, let's make this happen. Let's put it on canvas. I got an idea. Whether you got an idea or I got an idea, let's bring it to life. Because now that we are on our second canvas piece together, I am going to sketch something now, and I want you to fucking illustrate it. So now I'm gonna fucking put the shit in your hands, because you be giving me the hard work. You like, I'm gonna sketch it out. I'm gonna go home.
Paint it,
now I'm in the house like, God damn, all that fucking detail you put in that water, I was pissed off. I said, this nigga here. I'm talking about, I'm in the water like constantly going over that water like this shit ain't turned. I said, what?
I love
Them
detail.
circles?
I'm telling you, I love
See,
detail.
them fucking
I gotta
circles
put
took
detail
my ass
in my
out.
piece.
Them circles that came out of the water, I was so mad. Because when I did the fucking, when I painted the red on the background, I had to paint around them little ass circles. Because I'm like, I didn't want to like paint over them and then put them back. That was your original sketch. I tried to keep it as original as possible. Bro, when I say I was in there on the struggle bus, I had to smoke. Like, no, he ain't never give it to me like this.
Yo, I'm telling you, I love detail. I gotta put detail. Like, detail's my best
but
friend.
It challenged me. It took me outside of my comfort zone.
That's one thing you gotta know. Like,
when you
challenge
sketched
yourself.
it, I'm like, all right, I got there. He started putting them little circles. I said, what the fuck is he doing? I said, okay, now, this man. All right, so... But I say, you know what? It's a challenge, and I'm gonna gracefully accept it, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna execute, because this is not just my piece. This is his piece. So I can't make alterations to this shit. I want to keep it as original as possible. I bust my ass to fucking make that shit happen, and I'm
glad you did your thing. I'm telling you, you did your thing. When I look at that, I'm like, yo, there's so much energy that resonates from that piece that I'm so proud of. I'm so happy of. Every time I miss that piece right now. It's at Rich's Art Gallery right now, just hanging up.
Hey,
chilling.
bro, go pick our piece up, bro. What are you doing, bro? Go get our shit.
It's gonna get a lot of attention at Rich's. I'm telling you.
We were supposed to do 2 weeks with you, and then 2 weeks with me, and I ain't seen that fucking piece.
You right.
I ain't seen that damn piece. I went to Chicago in October.
Bro,
I went home.
Bro.
You said, when you come back, I'm gonna give it to you. I ain't seen that fucking piece.
Bro, hold on. How long you had that piece though? When you was working on it. When you was working it, I was like, yo, I can't wait to get that piece.
Fuck working on it. I couldn't get to see the shit hung up. Completed, nigga. Me working on it versus me seeing it completed is two different things. I said, here you go, bro.
You have to hand it to me, and I had that piece for a minute though.
When I say I was hurt, I said, oh my God. I said, when I come back from Chicago, let me keep it for 2 weeks. We like, bet. I ain't seen that piece since that was in October.
Rich had to hold that piece for a little bit. I'm like, yo, keep that right there.
I ain't seen that shit. I have not seen my hard work hanging in my crib. I handed that bitch off like, here you go, bro. You can sit with it. I'm done with it. I ain't seen that fucking piece. I'm over here hurt. Like, damn, can I just hold it for 2 days at least? Can I just?
Nah, that piece has a lot of energy that resonates from it. And I'm just like, I gotta just absorb it. But like, the more that it's out, the more like it's getting like views and everything, the best that it is. Like, it's better just sitting out there than standing in my house and just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta appreciate. I gotta just thank you for a minute, because like you do promote a lot on Instagram and everything, and I like that's one thing that I fall short on, is just like promoting and everything. Like, I'm not like social media savvy, and I am working on it, but I do gotta thank you for like just doing your thing and just promoting it and like putting it out there.
Oh yeah, because we sold one.
Yeah, your homegirl bought it. Homegirl bought that shit.
Back home bought a print. Shout out Cassandra.
Appreciate you, homegirl.
Cassandra, guys. Shout out, shorty. Shout out. Thank you so much for supporting us.
She bought that.
She bought same size everything. She bought she wanted a flat print.
I appreciate that.
Over the flat print. We went over. Got the print made. shipped it out to her. She got it safely. Ain't no wrong with it. Whatever. She gonna get it framed. She said she's not taking it out till she can get it framed because she's gonna have it framed.
I feel that.
But like, shout out to her because she was like, "Hey, how much is it? I don't give a fuck. I want to buy that motherfucker." And I'm like, "All right, well, shit." You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cassandra for
really
supporting us. You know, because like you haven't met her or whatever, but she's a huge supporter. I did a mural on her. She has a beauty salon. She does hair. She's a stylist. She cut hair. She do hair, whatever. But I did her logo on her wall and then did a couple of pieces in her shop for her. But shout out because like that's huge support.
That really
I didn't think we was gonna sell a print that fast.
That was quick. I was surprised too when you told me, "Yo, shorty want to buy." I'm like,
I hit you up immediately like, "Hey, we got a buyer, G. We got a buyer." But also, just to put this out here on the podcast, if you follow both of us on IG, I'm Visuals by Ricky on IG. If you follow us on IG, you will see that piece and he's tagged in it. If you would a print of that, the original is no longer for sale. The reason why is because we are keeping our originals with our collaborations. We are keeping those. We're not selling those to the public, but we are providing like excellent fucking beautiful replicas of our work. If you like to fucking tap in with us, tap in with Hiddeninthecurves on IG and then tap in with Visuals by Ricky on IG as well. We give you a price. You can get it. The smallest one is 18 by 24 is the smallest we'll go, and just tap in with us so we can give you a price and get that shipped to you. You can get it wrapped on canvas or you can get it flat. So yeah, grab this piece because we got to talk about it, but they're gonna be limited edition. So after a while, we're not gonna even be selling prints of it no more. So we sold one. So what you trying to do? You trying to do 10? You trying to do 10?
We can go as far as we can. Shoot.
Let's do 20. You want to do 20?
Yeah, we can go 20.
All right, so 20. So we got 19 left, y'all. 19. If y'all want to tap in with us, we got 19 left. But also,
more work on the way.
Change. That could change. We might drop it back down to 10. All I'm saying is this is an exclusive piece from the both of us, and I just need y'all to tap in if y'all want it. Hit either one of us up. We'll get it to you. No matter where you are, we ship internationally. We ship all over the U.S. So just hit us up.
So one thing I want to say is like, yo, we have to stay like as artists. Like I know a lot of people are shy and everything, but like when putting their work out, but it's like, yo, you put in all this work to like, you didn't put all this work in just to keep it at your house. You know what I'm saying? Like show it to people. There's most likely going to be individuals that feel exactly how you feel about that same piece, and they're going to connect with it on a bigger level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand like a lot of people, a lot of artists are introverted, and I understand that we just want to keep it to ourselves. We don't want to go out or nothing like that. But like, yo, you're doing yourself a great disservice by doing that. Yeah. Yo, come out, show your work. I don't know where you're at or anything. Like just go out. Speak for itself. Let the work speak for itself. That's exactly. Build yourself into talking to the public because it's hard to fucking talk to people. It's hard. You feel it. You feel anxiety. Everything. Yeah. Even when they come at you with good energy, it's hard. Like to be like, oh yeah, this, like I often freeze up and get shot when somebody be like, what does this piece mean? Now I'm like, oh, I gotta explain this fucking piece, like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck it, just do it. You gotta do it. Just have to, and that's gonna gain confidence. You're gonna gain confidence in yourself and in your artwork as well. Most definitely. You have to gain that confidence, but you cannot do that shit by just sitting at home keeping it to yourself. You have to make that first move. That's one thing that I kept telling myself is you have to make a move. You cannot just sit there with your art pieces like, yeah, you're the only person that know that this shit is dope. That's it. You know what's wild? I knew you was a little shy, but I never knew you was introverted until today. I'm introverted. I'm very introverted. I will be like, if I'm not at work, if I'm not like doing my art or watching a movie, then I'm just sitting at the crib chilling. Like I'm by myself chilling. But like I am introverted. But the thing about me is like I know that I don't want to be shy and timid or nothing like that. I want to gain confidence. Yeah. So I have to put myself in positions where I have to gain that confidence. Of course. And what better way as an artist than to get out there and explain my artwork. So I just want to tell everybody else that like I understand what you're going through. I know that a lot of people have like they're dealing with anxiety and a lot of mental health issues. But it's like, yo, come out, show your work. I promise you'll be happy that you did that shit. You'll be very happy that you made a move and you got out and you resonated with people. You connected with people that feel the exact same way that you do about your artwork. So just come out. I appreciate you, bro. It was a fucking I appreciate pleasure you, man. Every time I'm with you, I'm just like, yo, it's so good. It's a good time. When we see each other. It's a different type of love. It's a deep love. It's a fucking connection. Shoot. I appreciate knowing you. I appreciate your existence. I appreciate your fucking artistry, bro. Thank you so much. Keep going. We got another piece on the way. One more time for everybody. Let them know where they can find you and your work. Bro, you can find me on Hiddeninthecurves on IG, and I appreciate you if you come out to Pancakes and Booze and see our work.